Hello, me hearties, and welcome back to another fantastic episode of Bink's Brew Broadcasting, a One Piece podcast brought to you by me, Steve, soloist, and her. What's your name?
Hi, I'm Sarah.
I'm Sarah. It's
Hi.
it's so fun because during the intro, she cannot hear the music, and all she can hear is me dancing to the music.
I was vibing in spirit.
So it was super funny. Anyway, I've got a quote for you this week. It's a pretty
Give
easy
it to
one.
me.
So this week's quote is hold on, let me get in character.
All right.
Hang on.
Well, now I know who it is.
Cooking is a gift from the gods. Spices are a gift from the devil. Looks like it was a little too spicy for you.
It's very obvious who it is, but what is that like? When does he say that?
He says that when he unlocks Diable Jambe in Innie's lobby.
Oh.
Yeah.
Forgot about that.
The answer is a Blackleg Sanji.
I love the name of his moves.
I know, because they're all like...
They're so...
cookie.
Smooth.
They're smooth. He is my favorite
smooth.
Straw Hat, outside of Luffy. I almost feel like you can't count Luffy all the time.
Speaking of Sanji, he is driving me absolutely insane right now.
Because of the nosebleed stuff?
Because of the fucking nose.
So go
stuff.
ahead and give us a little bit of an update about since last week. So I believe last week you were still, I think maybe on the last episode of the flashback arc.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. I think I was on the last episode. This week I got COVID. Woo. So I've not been binging like crazy because I can't stay awake long enough to binge. But I am at Fishman Island. What just happened? I was literally just watching an episode. Sanji got the really bad nosebleed, which the 44th nosebleed, but this one was really bad because he was in a mermaid's bosom. And so now they're rushing back to town to try to find I can't even this is so ridiculous. I have a hard time saying the plot of this seriously. they're they're rushing back to town to try to find a human that can donate blood because fishmen are not allowed to share blood with a human.
So I believe that plot line was entirely only set up to explain the fact that fishmen cannot share blood with humans. Because how else do you just subtly bring that up, right?
But also, why does that need to be? Is that important?
Well, yeah, it's a little important, but a lot of people are not.
I understand the social commentary about it.
Yeah,
but
a lot of people are not huge fans of Sanji during Whole Cake Island. I, for one, was laughing.
Fishman Island?
Yes. No, Whole Cake Island people are very big fans of Sanji. Sorry, yeah. Fishman Island. I, for one, thought it was very funny. But it
is very funny.
It did take away from a lot of, the Sanji badassness that I had missed so much after being in Impel Down and Marineford and the flashback arc. I didn't have
I feel like
Sanji badass.
He does that. I feel like he does that though. Because for me, it'll be like he's starting to creep up on my list because he's doing these like really cool things. And then suddenly he just tomfoolery. And I'm like, never mind.
Oh, come on. The tomfoolery from Sanji is some of the top...
I still love it.
It's top tier comedy.
Come on, man.
Yeah, it's like, come on, dude. Yeah, the nosebleed... It's a little ridiculous. It verges on it's a stupid plot line, I will say that. But I do believe that he only wrote in the nosebleed thing to set up, because how else do you just casually mention that you can't share blood between fishermen? How else does that come into a conversation?
No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I thought it was really funny them on the ship when they were going down, and Chopper was trying to like wean him to being able to be around women. So he just has like pictures of like Nami and Robin and just random close-ups of their bodies.
Chopper is just babysitting Sanji that entire arc. He is just babysitting and making sure he's okay. Chopper's a good boy.
But yeah, that is where I'm at. I got a text from you this morning not to look at your Twitter. Apparently the new chapter
So,
came out and you had some
um,
thoughts.
I'll share spoiler-free thoughts, which is boiled down to one sentence. I cannot believe this chapter. I kid you not. One of the most important chapters in the series.
It was trending on Twitter,
It was
it was like number
third
3 or 4. Yeah.
worldwide.
Yeah.
Worldwide.
I saw that.
It was unnecessary. Ever since Wano has ended, every chapter has been like an 11 out of 10. And then they're just getting better. And it's, I mean, obviously they're in the final saga, so like it's really picking up steam here. But just the bombshell revelations being dropped out of nowhere, just huge world shaking things happening, which normally it's like when it happens in One Piece, it feels a lot different. Because I binged Black Clover recently. I'm not done yet because the last season's messed up. But when something like huge happens in that series where it's so short, it feels more contained, but not necessarily like in a better way, not in a bad way. I'm not mocking. I love Black Clover, but in One Piece, when stuff like this happens, it's a 20+ year series, like over 2 decades. It's crazy, not only in this contained story to see this stuff being revealed, but in chapter 1060, it's crazy. If you're caught up with the manga and you've not read, which by the way, I read the scans. You should wait for the official release. I am subscribed to the Shonen Jump app, so I don't feel bad like I'm not giving them money. I am also subscribed to the Shonen Jump app, but I do read the scans because One Piece spoilers are impossible. This is the first week in probably half a year I've avoided spoilers.
Yeah, it's hard running our Twitter, like the Binks' Brew
Yes,
Twitter. I just don't scroll the homepage because
you
I tried to
shouldn't.
follow some like One Piece, like other creators, some other like podcasters and stuff like that, and it's so hard to avoid it at all. I just really get on there and I send my tweet into the universe and then I try to close out of it.
Yeah. Which is best? Maybe throw me the login. I'll do a little bit on there, but it's tough, and you definitely don't want to be spoiled, at all. Which leads me into my next topic, kind of about spoilers. One Piece Film Red got delayed for us, so we understand that there's not necessarily legal ways that we can watch it right now, subbed, but her and I really want to watch it dubbed first because that's how she's experiencing it. We're dub fans to us, and that's how I first experienced it. I've also loved the sub, but we're waiting for it to come out in the USA, and it got delayed to November 2nd or 7th.
4th.
Neither of those.
No, neither of
4th.
those.
November 4th, which, I mean, it's
That's not too
upsetting,
bad.
but no, it's not. And it's honestly at a less busy time for me, so it works out a little better for me. Are you excited for One Piece Film Red? We haven't really talked about our thoughts on that too much.
I know, I'm really excited, especially because I don't like. I kind of have a vague understanding of what it's about, but like not really. And I just love anime movies. Like I just think they're so fun,
Oh yeah.
especially weirdly enough when they're not canon, when they could just pretty much do whatever they want. Like I love there's
Yeah.
nothing wilder than going to the movies than watching an anime movie.
Oh, it's a great time. It is
It's so much
such a
fun.
good time.
I'll never forget because the first one I watched was the second My Hero Academia movie, which the best My Hero Academia movie,
Mm-hmm.
and it was just wild, and it was so because being a kid growing up, like nerdy and liking anime and stuff that isn't popular, and now that anime's more mainstream, being able to go to the movies and see an anime movie is almost like a surreal
It is
experience.
crazy. Like
Like
you would
little
have never
nerdy
done
me.
that.
Yeah, little
No.
kid me is just
Yeah,
absolutely living.
it feels great. I am very excited for One Piece Film Red because, and it's not necessarily like because of this, but the crew doesn't, I think, let me see. I'm actually going to look this up before I say this. Um
Bold of you. Usually
yeah.
you just say it so confidently that I just believe you.
Um Hang on.
What do you?
I okay, never mind. What I was about to say, I actually was wrong. I am so happy I looked it up. So, the cool thing about this is that this is the first One Piece movie ever that will have Jinbei as a Straw Hat on the core
Aw.
crew as a 10th member. It is the first movie, which means that if it's going to have any canonical references, they're post Wano. So, big spoiler for you. You will get vastly spoiled unless you literally quit your job and do nothing
There's
but watch
no
and read
way.
One Piece from here to November 4th.
There's no
You are
way.
going to get massively spoiled. So, enter at your own risk, but Jinbei is in the movie. And I thought I remembered seeing that he wasn't. That's why I looked it up. But he is in the movie. And we love Jinbei. We love the heck out of Jinbei to death, don't we?
Oh, I adore Jinbei. I'm so excited in Fishman Island to see him
I
again.
know. And it's so
I
sweet.
love him.
It's so sweet when you think about like how him and Ace were close, and his
Hmm.
role in the crew is kind of filling that void that Ace left when he died. But that's
I just
before
love
the
him.
certain other revelation. But that's how I view Jinbei, as like carrying on that part of Ace's connection to Luffy, being like, I'm gonna look out after Luffy, Luffy, and stuff like that. That was actually a pretty good
That
impersonation.
was really good.
I'll never be able to do that again.
I'm actually super impressed by
Wow. So the next piece of One Piece news I want to go over real quick before we get into our topic, which I'm now realizing that I never did my eye catcher to go into this topic, so I'm going to do that really quick. Before we talk about this, whose eye catcher do you think I used?
Sanji's.
I used Trafalgar Laws.
I actually haven't seen Trafalgar
You're not
Laws
going to
yet.
see his for a long time.
His first name is so funny.
Trafalgar.
It's so hard to say for me.
It's like Trafalgar. Oh.
Trafalgar.
One Piece Odyssey got some news today. If you don't know, One Piece Odyssey is the new RPG coming out for One Piece, and it has a release date, January 12th, 2023. And I am extremely excited for this. The whole deal with the new trailer was that it was showing off the box art. First of all, is just gorgeous. It's just amazing. And they're showing off a lot of Alabasta themes in it because it's revealed that the game is going to have some kind of like memory mechanic on the island where they're like connected to their memories. And they showed off Vivi, Karu, and the cover art they released has the little seal Kung Fu man from Alabasta. Remember him?
Seal Kung Fu.
Yeah, the little seal dude who fights Kung Fu, and like he fought Luffy and Luffy beat him up and he became inspired by Luffy to become a pirate.
Oh yeah.
That filler episode.
Yeah.
They show him on the box art. So I'm a big fan. She's not played any One Piece games. One Piece World Seeker got horrible reviews. It's an open world One Piece game on PS4. It got horrible reviews.
I think I remember you playing that.
I loved it. I platinumed it, and I don't platinum games. Like, I loved that game so much. And this
Can
game,
I play it, or is it a spoiler?
no, it's a filler. It's like a filler arc. There's no spoilers at all in it. I mean, the only spoiler you could technically say is Gear 4th, which you've known about because of Jump Force.
Yeah.
So, it doesn't matter. No, you should play it. You should definitely buy it. It's so good. And it's like, it's a button match. Walk up to people and just beat them up and input combos. It's one of those games.
I love that shit.
It's mindless. It's
love it.
so good. I can see why people don't like it, but I love it. It's so fun. But yeah, that's all the one. I know there's more One Piece news probably, but that's all we really need to go over. Any thoughts on One Piece Odyssey? I know you probably haven't seen too much on it.
I honestly didn't know anything about it until you told me on the phone earlier.
Yeah, it was announced a few months ago, and they showed off a little bit more. It was really funny because they showed a new trailer at the Game Awards this December, and the guy who announced it meant to say Monkey D. Luffy goes on a new adventure, and he said Monkey the Luffy. So he has
Monkey the Luffy.
Monkey the Luffy. So he has no idea what One Piece is. Which whatever, right? But anyway, I think it's time to get into the topic if you don't have any other thoughts.
That's all my news, man.
All right, the next eye catcher. You know who that one was.
Nami.
Nope.
Who was it? Chopper?
Chopper. It's always Chopper. You know that.
It's always
Chopper. Always Chopper. Anyway.
Funny story real quick. When Steve came up to my house and we were watching all of Marineford in one day, we would do this thing where we would guess the eye catchers before they would happen, and we were always wrong. And I was sitting on the couch crying because it was right after Ace died. And Steve just goes, Chopper. And then I was like, I swear to God, if it's Usopp, I'm going to lose my mind. And it was fucking Usopp. Why do you have the Usopp eye catcher in the middle of the most tragic shit in the entire world? I was pissed.
Thank you for loving me.
Pissed.
So good.
So pissed.
That's so funny. Anyway, I'll let you go ahead and announce what our topic is today.
Okay, so today we're going to be talking about the devil fruit system and the different kinds, especially because I am confused. So this is more a lesson for me because I get confused. And also just some of our favorite devil fruit users. Would we get devil fruits if we were in the One Piece universe? Where do you want to start?
Okay,
let's go with the 3 different types.
Yes, very good. So I'm going to pull up the wiki to aid me in telling you about this because it's kind of...
Let me see how close I can get.
Okay.
Because I know there's Logia.
Okay.
Is that the one? Is that like what Ace had?
Yes.
So that's...
Logia grants users the power to become and control natural elements.
Nice.
So you think about stuff like Inaru, sorry. He had the lightning fruit, so he was a lightning man. Ace had the flame
Smoker.
Yes, Smoker's a smoke man, so smoke fruit. Flame Ace had the flame fruit, and stuff like... Who else do you know with Logia fruit?
Luffy isn't Logia though, right?
So no, that's where it gets a little complicated, and where I was confused for a long time. So go ahead and guess another type.
So there's Logia. Oh my God, I had it. Zonin?
Zoan, yes. Zoan. What do they do?
Is that the animal ones?
Yeah, it allows them to transform into animal or animal hybrids.
Look at me.
Yeah, so Zoan are animal fruits. So all of CP9 were Zoan fruit users.
Right.
Yeah.
That's who I think of when I hear that as CP9.
Yeah, because I think that's when they started. You probably had some Zoan fruit users before then, but I think that's when they really introduced them.
There was a lot of them.
Yeah, and the last one, and this is the one that confuses me a little bit.
See, I can't think of the last one.
Yeah, so the last one's the Paramecia fruits. This is what Luffy is. And the only explanation they have on the wiki is it offers a vast array of strange abilities. So, like, if they are an element, they're a Logia fruit. If they're an animal, they're a Zoan fruit. If it's something you can't really categorize into those two, they're Paramecia fruits.
They're miscellaneous.
Confuses me because Luffy is, as far as you know, technically a Paramecia fruit.
Because rubber, I guess, isn't an element.
I guess not. I guess that's a good natural elements. Okay, so it has to be natural elements. So you're right. It's not a natural element. So that's a weird ability. Okay, that clears it up a little bit. So Paramecia fruits. Another one is Katakuri. You have not met Katakuri. And this Katakuri introduced true confusion into the community because he is the mochi fruit. The mochi, that like dessert rice cake stuff you eat in Japan.
Yes.
That's what his devil fruit is. And it is considered a special Paramecia type.
Of course it is.
Because
otherwise it would be stupid.
Because, I mean, it fits into Paramecia. First of all, leave Katakuri alone. He's my favorite antagonist. Second of all, it fits into this Paramecia category, but he had, like, weird abilities. So, like, I guess the reason it was considered a special is because of a concept you've not come into contact with. Do you want me to tell you what that concept is or not? It's not.
Go for it. It's not
So
a spoiler.
it's. Have you gotten to the point in My Hero where they do quirk awakenings? Obviously, I haven't, but I got
Yes.
spoiled. Devil fruits have awakenings too,
I was
and
like, how are you going to ask me if I've gotten to that point in My Hero if you haven't?
I keep up with spoilers for My Hero because I don't even care anymore. So devil fruits have awakenings too, and the awakenings work differently. So like Logia awakenings haven't been shown yet, but I got a prediction. Paramecia awakenings can turn. So like Doflamingo, he's this Paramecia type. He's a string man, and he has body as strings, not a natural element, so that's why he's Paramecia. His awakening allows him to turn terrain around him into strings. So the awakening, like he can touch the ground and turn the ground into strings. So that's an awakening.
Okay.
Katakuri, I think his awakening or something about it made it to where he was a special type. I was always really confused on that. If you know, comment and let me know, please. Because now that I'm explaining it, it's like it makes him more Paramecia because his awakening made the environment mochi.
Do you ever wonder, as we're talking, if there's an actual, like, somebody listening to this who knows way more about One Piece than us, and they're just screaming into the void because they're so mad that we're so wrong?
Probably. Comment, let us know. I'm perfectly fine with that. I think it's a pretty common confusion for a lot of people, though, especially the Paramecia fruit.
Yeah, I think that's what's... So, like, number 3 is a Paramecia because wax isn't naturally occurring.
Yes. He's a Paramecia.
So really, fruit. Logias should be pretty rare.
Logias are
not
rare.
That many, like naturally occurring elements.
Logias are rare.
So like the three vice admiral, or not vice admirals, but the 3 admirals.
They're all Logias, yes, because light is natural, ice is natural, and it's also theorized. I think Logia awakenings, we've never seen one technically. But I think they're the same thing as Paramecia. I don't see why they wouldn't be turning the environment around them into a more sustained version of their element because of a thing that you will get to in the next arc. In the next arc, you'll find out.
What is my next arc?
Punk Hazard.
Dressrosa?
Punk Hazard. I love Punk Hazard. It's funny. But those are the 3 different types. Paramecia is kind of the weirdest one, but Luffy is a Paramecia. Robin is a Paramecia. And Brook is a Paramecia.
Oh.
I think you would. I mean, I don't know what else you would categorize them as.
And then Chopper would be Zoan?
Yeah, because he ate the human fruit.
Okay.
Yeah, so Chopper is a Zoan.
That makes more sense to me now, because I feel like when the 3 types were introduced, it almost felt like they were just throwing names out there.
Yeah.
And I was like,
it took me forever. It took me forever to catch on too, so don't feel bad. Fun fact, they were called cursed fruits in the 4-Kids dub.
Cursed fruits?
Cursed fruits.
Oh, I was like, what does that mean?
Cursed fruits.
Who is that?
So those are the 3 different types, and yeah, so who do you think, this is a good question, of everyone in One Piece that you've seen so far, whose devil fruit do you want?
I actually have an answer for this, and I've thought about it a lot.
Go on.
I want Marco's.
That's a very good fruit to have.
Yeah, I really think it's the best devil fruit I've seen.
So devil fruits, Zoans, like Paramecia have special Paramecias. Zoans also have a special type. It's called mythical.
Mythical, yeah.
So
I couldn't remember if it was like mythical or legendary.
Zoan fruits are based on animals that actually exist. Mythical Zoans are based on animals that don't exist, like phoenixes and dragons. So Kaido also has, because you know Kaido has the dragon. Like it's actually like the eel fruit or something, special model dragon or something. But you know that because you can't avoid seeing Kaido's dragon form anywhere. It looks like the Shinron from Dragon Ball. So he has a mythical Zoan Phoenix.
It's so cool. Phoenix.
Phoenix.
It's the Phoenix.
It's OP. It's OP.
It's, honestly, how did he not just knock out everybody in the War of the Best? Because it's...
I'm so glad you know the name now.
it heals him. Like,
Yes.
and it's just so fucking powerful. Like, and it's beautiful. Like when he turns into his phoenix, it's
I
just
know. I
gorgeous.
mean, he goes from Pineapple Head to Gorgeous Phoenix.
I know.
He's really, really good.
It's my favorite devil fruit by far.
Really?
Yeah. As soon as I saw it, I was like, well, that's the coolest thing
That
I've ever
is the
seen.
coolest thing ever. My favorite devil fruit has always been the Opie Opie no Mi.
Laws, right?
Law's devil fruit. It is so interesting. It is such
Will
an
you explain to me how it works? Because they haven't done that yet.
When Law does the thing, you hear room. You hear Matt Mercer's suave voice, but some people hear room, and you get the hands. Room shambles. you hear the. I like it in sub so much better. I love hearing the room.
Oh my god!
I've practiced that one a lot. And shambles, but he opens a room, a space, and that is his operation space, and he can mix match anything. Like it's like his operating table. That's why he's like the surgeon of death. That's why that's his epitaph. Is the surgeon of death. He can like mix match. He can take people's hearts and replace them to switch their bodies, Freaky Friday style. He can cut off people's heads while leaving like no blood. Literally just plop his head off. The person's still alive and just sit his head down and it's just detached now. He can rearrange people, make them like feet, head, body. He can play Legos with people. He can just
interesting, but he can't kill anybody that way, right?
He can. He has abilities that he can do damage. So he has a game. He has a move called Gamma Knife, where he takes that sword and he like has electric power because sometimes One Piece characters can just do stuff and like stab through.
Like Sanji's legs doing fire.
So the really cool thing is that in Wano he unlocked a new ability. I think it was his awakening. So like he could stab through somebody and they don't feel it. And then he can send the surge of being stabbed through their entire body like he's injecting a shot into them.
That's crazy.
His devil fruit has the most opportunities of any devil fruit in the series. That devil fruit,
the opportunity fruit.
The opportunity fruit. That devil fruit had a bounty.
That's crazy.
Yeah, before he got it, it had a bounty. People were wanting to buy that. The world government was trying to buy that fruit. They're like auctioning it off somewhere, black market style or something. It is crazy.
That is a pretty good one. I also really like, is it Kizaru? Is he the one with the light fruit?
Yes. I think it's called glimmer
like
fruit or something, but it's essentially the light fruit.
I really like the light fruit too.
It's just
very, very useful.
It's so funny that technically the fastest character in the series just goes, hello. Hello. He's my favorite admiral. I swear. At the time, have you seen the admiral news yet in post time skip?
I think I got spoiled on it.
So what do you think you got spoiled on?
That Garp is the fleet admiral.
No, okay. You couldn't be further from right. Okay.
I didn't think so.
No.
I thought he was gone. And
no, Garp's still a vice admiral. He will never ever be more because he doesn't want to be.
I didn't think so. I didn't think so.
Sengoku did step down. There is a new hierarchy of power.
I know he wanted it to be Aokiji though.
Okay, you'll find out. You'll find out in Punk Hazard actually. In Punk Hazard, where you find out.
He said that he wanted to nominate Aokiji to be the fleet admiral.
I mean, who would be better? Who would be better? Aokiji is
I love
a good
Aokiji.
boy.
He's my favorite.
He's my favorite admiral. 100%. 1,000%. He's my favorite admiral. But you'll see soon enough. And that's the fun part for the listeners because I know, you know, and she don't know. So you got to wait till next week to have her come back and go, what? So, who is Fujitora?
If I could get that far.
You'll get that far. What are you kidding? What are you talking about? You got COVID. Get to it.
I know, but I gotta go back to work soon. At some point.
Yeah, at some point. But so that was the answer for the devil fruit we like. Who do you think? So we have some great devil fruits in the series. So you think about a devil fruit like Inaru's. not the best user, right?
Right.
OP Devil Fruit, arguably probably one of the strongest in the series. He's too arrogant. He's too egotistical. He picked a fight with the natural counter to himself. Not the smartest user. Who do you think is the best and the worst Devil Fruit user?
That is a really good question.
Yeah. So who do you think?
I wish you would have prepared me for.
So like a good Devil Fruit user could be someone like Luffy, because you think about the rubber fruit, it's not good. Like in comparison to stuff like the flame fruit, the magma fruit, it's not powerful. It's rubber. But Luffy is an downright flat out idiot. But when it comes to combat, he's a borderline genius.
Yeah.
Constantly adapting, doing new things. The gear system, completely. Who else would have thought to make their body parts turn to giant?
Yeah.
No one. I mean,
I will say, when I first found out what Robin's Devil Fruit was, I thought it was kind of stupid, and I was like, how can that be useful?
Yeah.
But I think she uses it it is one of the more useful fruits, and I think it's because of how she uses it.
Absolutely. I think I mean I agree with that. She is a great user of
I think
devil
any
fruit.
Devil Fruit that she would have gotten, she would have just used it as best as she could. But I think that she makes the most out of that one for sure.
So I think that Sengoku probably doesn't use his devil because he's only used it once. And it didn't even work on the rubber boy.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't like his.
I mean, he's got a mythical, he's got Chopper's Devil Fruit. He's got the mythical human fruit model Buddha. So there's more than one. So like the human fruit. Yeah,
because there's like model leopard and stuff for CP9.
Well, that's not the human fruit. That's just a leopard fruit.
No, I'm just saying like different fruits have different
models. Yeah, so like cat fruit model leopard. Yes. Yes, exactly. So
sorry, my brain jumped to that conclusion.
I was like, human fruit model leopard. I was like, what do you think a leopard is?
My brain had a conversation that we didn't actually have.
Hey, that's fine. It happens. But yeah, that's I mean, I'm sure he uses it great because he's known as like one of the people. Him and Garp chased Roger around. I mean, he's strong as heck. Like I have the argument that the strongest people in One Piece in the entire series are Prime, Garp, Sengoku, Whitebeard, and Roger. Not in that order, but those are the four strongest, hands down, in the whole series.
Rayleigh's not up there?
Well, Rayleigh's probably right below. Rayleigh and Roger probably have similar power than like Luffy and Zoro. Like really close. But Whitebeard is stronger than Roger, I think. I 100% think that.
So too.
So he's definitely not greater than Roger. And Garp and Sengoku, I think people sleep, especially on Sengoku. No one ever talks about him, but Prime Garp is a monster.
Oh yeah.
And you'll find out all about that.
I really like the Shadow fruit, and I wish it didn't belong to Blackbeard because he is the worst.
Well, the dark fruit, the Shadow fruit belongs to Moria.
Oh fuck no! I hate that and I hate him. No, they all are so similar. No, I meant the dark fruit, the shadow fruit. Fuck,
it's such a good fruit though. So I think the best Devil Fruit user, I can only think of Luffy, and I think the worst is probably Inaru or like I don't know, Inaru. I mean, his fruit's just so good.
I would even argue Buggy. Because Buggy doesn't know what to do with that damn thing.
A lot of what Buggy gets out of his Devil Fruit, he doesn't mean to. Like when Mihawk slashed him and you did nothing. Buggy didn't do that on purpose. Because he was going...
That's the thing. Is that Buggy really does have a cool Devil Fruit, but he doesn't even realize it. Yeah. He only uses it to run away.
You remember in East Blue when that little mini arc of him just a head and feet walking around? I love Buggy.
Oh, another one of my favorites because I know it's a basics power or whatever, but Bon Clays. I love his Devil Fruit.
Yes.
I love him.
I love Bon. Did you see the TikTok I sent you? It's like when you see people talking bad about Bon Clay who are only in Alabasta and you're like,
How fucking dare you?
How dare you? Stop.
And honestly, guilty. I'm guilty. I know that I did that. But yeah, his devil fruit, like, I really like his devil fruit, and I think he uses it well.
He does. He uses it super well. I mean, he's probably top tier. Well,
he uses it to save his friends
in the name of our everlasting friendship.
Friendship.
So let us know what you all think.
Boy.
Straw boy. Before we end, though, I want to do one more question. Best devil fruit in the series, worst devil fruit in the series. So you still think the Phoenix?
The Phoenix fruit is the best.
I think it's the Opie fruit. Worst. Because I have an answer that I think is objectively true.
Go, tell me what yours is.
Chopper's devil fruit.
Why?
If a human ate that, nothing would happen, but you would lose the ability to swim.
That's why it was meant for a reindeer.
But imagine someone... Oh, a devil fruit, finally! You lost the ability to swim. You're already a human. Good job.
I almost feel like Brooks.
But you haven't seen how Brooke can actually use it yet, because he hasn't shown you yet.
That's true, because I feel like if that fruit had activated like right after he died, he still probably would have died. You know what I mean? Like very soon after.
Yeah. But
so like in this very specific circumstance, it worked out.
I avoided spoilers, but I think Brooke is one of the best devil fruit users too, for reasons you haven't seen yet. Because he technically has the soul fruit, right? I think. Right. No, they called it revive fruit, right?
Yeah, it is revive.
But I don't know if it's devil fruit that lets him do it, or maybe just the fact that he's a skeleton. Ha ha ha. Yo ho ho. But yo ho ho. But he can like make his soul leave his body now, and like go through walls and scare people.
That's pretty cool.
Like he has this move where he pulls out his guitar and does this, and a giant like ghost rock figure pops up behind him with a giant guitar, and it's badass.
Earlier, I was watching an episode, and they were on the boat, and they were fighting the Kraken, and he's just like, everyone's like doing their thing or whatever, and he's sitting there, and he just quietly looks at him and goes, "He doesn't have any bones, but I am all bones. Do you think he makes jokes about not having any bones?"
I love him. Sometimes I feel like Brooke is just there, and he says things that no one listens to. Me up. Like, I love it to death. Oh my god, he's so good. But yeah, I think that's the worst devil fruit. I think that's. I
feel like we're gonna get off here, and I'm gonna think of a devil fruit that's the worst devil fruit. But right now, I'm just blanking.
I think it's the human fruit, like the plain, simple, vanilla human fruit. Unless you got access to like points like Chopper has, like muscle point, monster point.
Yeah. You know what one I also hated is the one from CP9 whose name escapes me, but it's the stupid looking giraffe.
Hey now. Kaku?
Well,
no, it's not. Is his name? Is it Kaku? I think it might be Kaku.
I think that might.
You don't like the giraffe? Giraffes?
It looks so stupid.
Giraffes are awesome.
They stopped the battle to talk about how stupid his devil fruit looks.
Yeah, but he was like, "Shut up, giraffes are cool." And it was like so insecure about it.
Stupid.
No, the soap fruit was stupid.
The soap fruit is so stupid.
It was stupid.
I honestly think the wax fruit is stupid too.
No, dude, I love the wax fruit.
I don't like the wax fruit.
The wax fruit's like...
I understand its usefulness, but it's just gross.
The wax fruit is like the rubber fruit, like, or the gum fruit, you could say. It, like, you can think of so many unique ways to use it. And like he did.
But it's
like,
so
honest to
gross.
God, we need to talk about how Mr. 3 is actually a really good devil fruit user.
No, he is.
No, like seriously, like putting those...
He is.
Those like, that armor on Luffy and Marineford... Or was it Impel Down? It was probably Impel Down. Yeah, and that
And then he made them a like an igloo, him and Buggy, when they were trying to escape.
Oh,
and they would
yeah.
just walk a little bit and then stop. Then walk a little bit.
They're good. They're a dynamic duo. I'm telling you. All right.
That friendship just came out of nowhere.
Do you have anything else to add? Because we're at 40 minutes.
I do not.
Follow us on our socials at, what are they again?
So on Twitter, we are Binks's Brew Pod. On you can follow Binks's Brew Broadcasting on YouTube. Also, you could join our Discord where you can actually talk about the manga spoilers where I can't see them.
Yes.
And just general share TikToks, just talk about the show, talk about One Piece in general, suggest topic ideas, stuff like that. And then me personally, you could follow me, and I have consolidated all my usernames. I've only been talking about doing it for months. I am Suriname on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and I think that's it. And Discord, obviously, but
I am Soloist TV most places, Solos_TV if it's not it, and just Soloist if that's not. I'm only actually just Soloist on YouTube. But follow me on.
I know, because it took me a while to find you the other day.
Yeah,
I'm so used to Soloist TV.
The looking stuff up on YouTube sucks anyway. Sometimes you'll type in Soloist and it just won't pop up, so it's like,
yeah,
it's weird. But hey, I think that probably about. Come on, load. That probably about does it. What do you think?
I think that's it.
I think that's good. Well, what did you think about this overall, this experience today?
It was wonderful.
It's always wonderful, I think. Luffy, what do you think?
Did you know there's an awesome treasure hidden at the end of the sea? And anyone who finds it will be king of the pirates. Is that exciting or what? There are incredible adventures out there just waiting for us.
Bon voyage!
Bon voyage.
Bon voyage. Have the courage.